I remember the first time
we did like interviews.
We interviewed like 10 people. It was so many people. Yes, and you know, we only wanted to hire, and we made a mistake. We only hired one. Hi, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, my name is Ida, and this is my lovely husband, Nathan Hopkins. We are here to give 5 tips. Well, 5 tips for busy parents. Now, we are very busy, which I feel like most people are, and I understand that. But we also have 2 kids, so we have to like...
And I think when we were talking about this, one of the things we discussed is like, there's times we've handled it really well, the busyness and our schedules, and there's times we haven't handled it so well. So then it's like, what are we doing right and what we're doing wrong during those times? That's kind of what we came up with our list here. Yeah,
so this is a list that we came up with, and I hope it's you know, I think they're very practical lists, because this is what we do on a daily basis. Now, we are busy because we are both full-time, you know, workers. I am a pharmacist. Nathan,
the teacher,
is a teacher. He used to also coach as well, and that was just, gosh, that was just too much. We're really hoping that he can get back to it sometime in the future, right? Hopefully. Yeah. But for now, I mean, we have our hands 100%, like 1000% full. So we are gonna start and jump in and just, you know, take notes and, you know, learn from us, from our mistakes as well, because we have been, you know. Anyway,
all right.
So
number one,
routine.
Yes. I think any good list is gonna say routine, right? So, and this is one thing we've done really well. At certain times we have our kids on a perfect routine, but it's really hard to maintain. And there's been times where we get the routine all messed up.
Yes.
So like trying to get the kids going to bed at the same time every night, trying to wake them up at the same time every day. We do typically pretty well during school year. In the summer,
all bets are off.
The routine kind of goes out the window. But I think you save a lot of time if you can get these kids in a routine. You're going to save a lot of time and heartache, right? They're going to go to sleep quicker. They're going to go to sleep easier. You're not gonna have to fight them as much. You're always gonna have to fight them.
Unless you have a Leo, but...
Yeah, well...
That's another story.
He used to be really easy to put to sleep, now he fights. But either way, it's quicker and easier with the routine. And then also they're gonna wake up less grumpy, less tired, less angry about the world.
About the world. So make sure you have a routine, set a routine and just stick to it, and you know, just do the best you can.
Yeah, which it's definitely tough. With little kids, it was very hard when they were babies. We definitely struggle with that. It gets a little easier as they get older. Number 2 is prep. Prep as much as you can, right? So let's say on a Sunday, if we have a day off, if we could cook food for the week, that's gonna save us a lot of time, right? Like, so Ida cooks a lot of African food. She'll cook like 2 big meals, and then we'll have that for the week, right?
Yeah.
Or we'll try to prep for the kids' days the next day, right? So make sure that you have lunches. You don't want to be up in the morning getting the kids dressed and like making lunches.
Yes.
Right? And then which I'm not good at, but I will pick out their clothes.
Yes.
The night before you'll pick them out, and she'll put them out. That way when we get the boys up, you just have the pile of clothes right there. And then put them on. And
whenever it comes to prepping, so one thing that we have been doing lately, I mean, we really are, I feel like we just don't have the time, and I don't know if this is right, but this is what works for us. In the nighttime, when you give the boys their baths, right, I will put them in a pajama bottom, but then I put them in the shirt that they're gonna wear to school the next day. And then we pack pants and, you know, socks and shoes and everything. This is for one kid, this is for the other kid. So when we wake them up, right to the potty, while they're pottying, slip the pants on, you know, socks, shoes, whatever. When they get off the potty, they're literally fully dressed, okay? Give them food, let's work out. So that helps with the prep. In the nighttime as well, we will also, like Nathan was saying, we prep all the foods, and that goes back to routine as well. So we plan every other day. We have, okay, Monday they're gonna eat this, Tuesday they're gonna eat that, Wednesday they're gonna eat this. It's all like literally planned out. So it makes it a lot easier. Like when we're making...
So wait, and it sounds like, sounds hard to do. Like you're saying, oh, Monday's this, Tuesday's this. It's only one of two different things. We just go back and forth.
Back and forth, yeah. We alternate between two different meals, pretty much.
Yeah. It's
and
not like...
it's their favorite meal, so they like it.
I don't want you to think that we're like, hey, Monday it's completely different from Tuesday, and Wednesday is something
it just
completely
alternate
like,
between two different meals. Yeah.
It's basically the same thing.
So, and that does help us out.
All right, number three. Number three goes with number two. So we were talking about prepping, right? So for us, a big thing that we've started doing is prep right when you get home. Right?
That's so hard to do, but
it's so hard to do. So the first thing I'll do when I come inside is I take off my shoes and I'll get comfortable, and then I'll try right then to take their lunch boxes and clean it and wash it, whatever, and then start packing the lunch for the next day. Because if you wait, right, if then you wait until after you had that fight with those kids and you put them to bed, it's gonna be 9:30, 10 p.m. and you're gonna be like, I don't want to make this sandwich. It's gonna be like the worst experience ever. So.
And I feel like it's just so hard because like you already worked all day. You just pick up the kids and you're like tired and you want to like sit down and rest your feet, but no, like you have to just push through it. As soon as you get home, don't even sit down. Take them out, start washing them, start preparing food for the next day. And while you're doing it, prepare dinner as well. You know, like whatever you're gonna eat, just to like that way. Whenever you sit down, you can just sit down for a little bit and yeah.
All right, number four. So number four would be find a way to get your kids involved, right? So like the example that we were thinking of is like lately we found a gym and they take kids. It may not be the best gym, right? So there's better gyms in town, I think. And there's nothing wrong with it, it's just kind of small, but they have an area for kids. They will take your kids. So if it was a situation where they didn't take our kids, it would become impossible to keep going to the gym, right?
Yeah.
And then I could also think that like sometimes I play shows, like musical shows. Ida will come and bring the kids if there's this if it's the kind of situation where they have food and stuff.
Just to get them involved. Yeah.
So I think when we first started had kids, I didn't want to take them places, right? Like go shopping. I'd be like, I'm gonna wait till Ida can watch the kids. I'll go shopping by myself, right? But now it's just like, you know what? I'll just take them. And I'll just know it's going to take longer. And I need to be prepared for that and not be so stressed about it.
Yes.
And, you know, sometimes it's good to get them out of the house anyway, right? Like these kids, they're inside all day. Yeah. They can start going a little stir crazy. So, you know, like you might as well go get your errands done with the kids. Like, which even from our first to second kid, the first baby we had, we didn't want to go out and do anything with David. Remember when he was a baby, we wouldn't take him anywhere. That's right. We're like, oh, he's going to cry.
I felt like it was too much work.
Yeah, and it's a lot of work. He's going to cry in front of other people, right? And then afterwards, you're like, you know what? With the second kid, we're like, we got to...
You have to get stuff done.
We got to live. You know, we got to live.
You still have to get stuff done. So no matter how hard it is, just...
And if he cries, we'll try to figure it out.
Go.
We'll take him for walks that you feel a little bit more prepared to handle that.
I remember when I would take him... Like, I'll go to work, come back. Of course, Nathan, at that time, you were coaching, so you were not available. I take up to swim lessons and we all go because they had to do that. After that, we go get ice cream because I really wanted ice cream, and we'll go for a walk in the park. Like we literally do everything, and you know, I just try to involve them on whatever I want to do, and you know, in a way, they also get to see the world and I guess get to have fun too. So and they enjoy it, so that's good. So yes, involve the kids. Whatever busy thing you're doing, if the kids can, you know, be there, take them with you and have them enjoy it with you.
Yeah, because otherwise you'll just shut down the number of things that you do. You
will literally just stay home and do nothing.
Yeah, if you're trying to avoid those kind of things.
Yes. So number 5. So I feel like this is very important. Try to develop a support system.
Yeah, so and this looks different where you're at, right? So some people live very close to friends and family. It's probably pretty easy for you, right? These people come over, and if you could develop a lot of people that you feel comfortable, like if you're in a pinch or something, if you're sick or you need someone to watch your kids, you feel comfortable, that's going to relieve a lot of stress. Or even if there's something like we were just talking about, some errand you can't run with your kids, right? If you need to go to the doctor and you can't be watching your kids while you have something, those kind of things can really be helpful. And I'm talking about beyond your spouse, right?
Yeah.
Now, that's not always so easy though, right? So if you don't live close to friends and family, which a lot of us don't, then my suggestion would be find good babysitters, which is hard to do, right?
Very, very hard to do.
I think you need to, if you find other parents and you just say, hey, do you have a good babysitter? I know it sounds like kind of like you're trying to steal their babysitter, but and you don't want just one, you want multiple, right?
Yes, you do.
So if you have a few, like say 3 or 4 babysitters you trust, because a lot of times these things are last minute, right? So suddenly you have to, someone's sick or you gotta do this or that, you can call a few people and say, hey, can you?
And I think for us, we are very lucky. We have family around here and we bother them a lot. So thank you for being there. But one way that we have been very lucky, which I never thought about until I think you had brought up the idea, was the boys' daycare. We reached out to them and I guess the daycare teachers, some of them are available. You know what I mean? Because they already watch the kids. The kids know them and they trust them. So that was an easy find. We have in the past have tried care.com. It did work for us, but of course it's a little scary because you don't know these people and you have to, I remember the first time
we did like interviews.
We interviewed like 10 people. It was so many people. Yes, and we only wanted to hire, and we made a mistake. We only hired one person because we didn't know any better. Hire multiple babysitters, and
that's when I was coaching, so we needed babysitters all the time.
Yes,
and it was like a pretty once or twice a week we need help. So kind of depends, but yeah, that when we say support system, it's really got to be like, what do they say? It takes a village to raise a child.
Yes, it does.
And
one thing I was gonna say too is do not be afraid to ask the sitter to come watch your kids in your house, because it's in your home, your safety zone. The kids, they know this place and they can still be in their routine and not mess everything up. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I feel like whenever we were first starting, I was always so scared, like, oh, I'm asking for too much and all that stuff. But no, you gotta, I mean, it's just what it is, I think, So.
Well, and you can do your part too. Like, we try to help our family members with their kids too. Like. Yes.
Oh, one thing about that, Nathan's sister lives not far from here at all, and we try to do this thing where we'll just switch kids, so hey, I'll watch, we will watch, your kids for the night.
We trade dates.
And yeah, and it Friday, works so well.
We'll watch the kids, they go out. Saturday they watch the kids, and then we'll go out.
Yeah, and it's so nice, and you spend time with more, the family.
And it's good cousin time for the kids and stuff like
so
that.
It's really nice. So these are our tips that works for us as busy families. Please drop down any other advice that you have, because we are always learning and we always want to know more.
So if you're interested to know a little bit more about how we met, we'll post a video somewhere on the screen.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.